I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know because we don't yet have students, and I think people are still joining online. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
En met de Franse IS en
Wow, so good. Ik ben plus te denken dat hij is. Misschien denk ik niet dat ook niet zien nou ze unplanned maintenance bus pak. Mooi zo zijn er ook en van repeat road. Dat van repeat road mooi zo zijn er ook is. Ik was even niet van.
Ik weet dat jij ze veel met de baan en al die pakken. Weet je dan ook zien mijn man verwachten?
Hij is ook nog zo bezig.
Ah, dat is
Tasting. Testing.
Program Director, my colleagues from the region, and the colleagues that are coming from ADOF, we want to really thank you for making time to be with us in this important pre-symposium student workshop. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me as the Regional Director of the Western Cape region to bid you all a warm welcome to this cold Cape Town. But I'm just believing fully so that today the workshop is going to make you warm. Thank you for making time to attend this workshop. I think we are going to make you worthwhile so that you cannot, when you leave here, say that I've just wasted my time. But I believe my colleagues here who are going to do the presentations are going to make sure that you engage, participate, you make sure that you pose questions, you make sure that at least there is something that when you look back, you say that it has changed my mind. We are talking about technology today that is really made a lot of changes and reshape how we are doing things, most particularly in a higher education sector. And it is really on us to say, as the University of South Africa, how do we make sure that we embrace these changes that are brought by technology? We embrace these changes that are aimed to be assisting us to really harness our skills in our journey of academic. So it is really for me as a regional director and my colleagues here that I really say that let's put time aside before we start with the academic symposium, just have time with our students. And I thank even those who are joining us online to make sure that also they, wherever they are, because it's also, again, it's the technology that is of assistance to us, that they are joining us online. And I want to thank my dear brother who's sitting there at the back, whom we were with even yesterday, and really to come and support a student of the University of South Africa. I'm sure he is going to also be on the lineup just to present, to indicate what he's got to offer for our student in here. We're talking about, in fact, we are no longer talking about 4 IR, but we are talking about 5 IR, and we're talking about artificial intelligence, which really we want to emphasize that it is only a tool to assist you in your academic journey. It is just a means to an end, but it's not an end by itself. Many students really are making some mistakes that now that there is AI, and the 5th IR that is coming also, that they are now wanting to say that it's going to replace a human touch. It's going to replace critical thinking. No, it's not like that. But that is just to ensure that at least this is simplifying your journey. It's making your journey much more easy. We still need your critical thinking. Those questions, you still find them in your assignments, in your examinations. You may just come up with something that you've brought from IR, the AO, artificial intelligence, but you need to also now analyze what you have learned to put it in there. So it is important that we are going to be in this whole day emphasizing that these tools that we are now confronted with, they are in our midst. There's no going back, but just to guide you how to use them, not to say that you can just replace what the intention of the academic journey is. But just to ensure that it simplifies you, because we need to embrace, as I said earlier on, embrace technology. I just want to say to all of you today, the presenters that we are having really are reputable presenters that really have got a know-how. They are highly skilled in these areas. They are going to ensure that at least you brighten up. They're going to make sure that, when it comes to technology, when you go back, just be excited yourself. I myself, even till today, I'm learning even from them. Your presenters of today, I'm learning from them every day. So please make sure that you participate very well. Make sure that at least there's something that you can take home. Because really, the University of South Africa does not want to produce certificated graduates. But we want people that are going to represent the University of South Africa very well. Why? How well? By being competitive out there. We want you to have a competitive advantage in the world of work. We want you to have a competitive advantage even in entrepreneurship, because out there's a competition even in entrepreneurship, because we're not only wanting to prepare you for the world of work, but we also want to produce entrepreneurs that are going to really look back at what they have studied at the University of South Africa and what has been prepared for them so that they can be successful out there, whether in the world of work or in your own businesses. But we want people that are going to be successful. With that, we are going to be really saying that is our return of investment. We don't want to take it lightly that our colleagues are paid, it's their work, but they have got passion in what they are doing. They also sacrifice their time in preparing for you today. So I want to wish you all the best, even you online. Participate in the program. Engage in the program. Make sure that when we finish today, 1 or 2 or 3 things that you can write down that you have learned. And I want to wish you, now that we will be we are just approaching the examination. One of the items that is going to be rendered today, it is the exam preparation. I must just indicate to you, it pains me as the regional director of the Western Cape to see some of our students on the list of the disciplinary hearing. Because if you flout the rules and regulations of the examination, you are going to be taken to a DC. But I am rest assured, with the presentation that is going to come today, we are going to even have no student from the Western Cape who is going to be on the DC list. Is that so, sir? Yes. My colleague is saying that definitely they are going to make sure that no one from the Western Cape is on that list. On that note, I want to wish you all the best for this half-a-day workshop. The University of South Africa is the university of the land that prides itself of its own alumni. The president of the country was once at the seat where you are now. He was once a student sitting down there, colleagues presenting different workshops. Of course, that time it was not, was it maybe Mr. Abrams 1 IR, that time of the president? Maybe that time it was 1 IR. But of course, they've also been trained. Many of them that you know that have gone through the hands of UNISA, of the alumni that are successful. The country is run in business, social, civic circles, run by the alumni of the University of South Africa. So we want to be proud of you. Again, from this workshop, this is part of the journey. And with this part of the journey, we want to look back and say, I remember her. She was once in the workshop of the 5th IR and AO. So with that, I want to thank you so much and wish you all the best for this workshop. And my colleagues from Pretoria, welcome and welcome. Le amogetswe mo Western Cape. Welkom bij Westkapland. I thank you.
So good. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Mugwang, from the RD from the Western Cape. So everybody that's joining us online, you can also give a hand clap. We'll probably see your hands coming up on the screen. So we're not going to exclude you today. You're actually going to be part of this event throughout the day. Unfortunately, you won't be able to get some of the gifts and the snacks that's going to be available later. But hopefully in the future, we can send you a virtual one. So just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Richard Wright. I see the students saying I must switch off my camera. I don't know why. It's just we are the mainstreamers. So I'm sure we're going to leave it on so you can see what's happening in the venue as well, the presenters, and so you can really feel part of this event. So as mentioned, my name is Richard Wright. I'm with the Academic Development Open Virtual Hub. Who of you have attended one of our sessions previously on AI or mobile learning or my exams? Only one. Okay, so you're going to be in for a surprise today from everything that we offer. So the Academic Development Open Virtual Hub, we run projects. We run currently the Student Digital Resilience Project, and that's really to prepare you with technology so that you can succeed in your online studies, but also to prepare you for the workplace one day. So the programs we're launching today are two new exciting programs. The one is the mobile learning, and the other one would be the AI masterclass. So both of them are actually follow-ups. This is the second level from the first one. So we will show you how to access the first one if you have not done so yet. So these are the follow-ups on them. Now, what makes these workshops a little bit of the courses a bit different, these masterclasses, you can follow it along in the workshop. You can do it on your own time, or we can have still quite a few online sessions dedicated to each one. But they are also co-curricular activities. So this means if you finish them on the MOOC, that's the My Student Skills Hub that we will introduce to you and how to get onto it. But we're going to show you how you actually access it. And these ones are co-curricular activities. So that means in the end of the year, ICT is currently busy implementing it. Then you actually can get a transcript of all the ones that you completed. And that's something you can add to your CV already because all the competencies are listed on there. So this is a way for you with these co-curricular activities already also building up your CV through doing these intermittent courses. But without further ado, we're already running a bit late today. I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Harperstad, also from ADVH. So I'm sure you will also give a bit of his background when he starts, and he's going to launch the mobile learning new masterclass. Thank you, David.
There we go. All right, so good morning, everyone, all from the beautiful Western Cape, where there are no potholes. Okay, I'm just going to share from my side. We're just checking, we're getting a bit of an echo. Okay, we're good to go. All right, so guys, yes, I'm David Hopstadt. I'm from Polokwane. If you know where that is, you know that it's summer there already. It's really hot. But yes, so I'm the developer of this course, the Mobile First Masterclass, which is, as Richard already said, it's the next level, the intermediate level. The guys in this with me here, and maybe even online, did you guys complete the Mobile Learning Masterclass? Anybody here? Yay, we've got one. The rest of you guys? You all understand how device care works. Okay, that's quite important. So if you've never done it before, I will show you how to get to that course. Okay, so it's quite important because in the first course, we basically show you, all right, here's your phone. These are the settings you must go have a look at. This is how your phone works. This is how you can maximize your phone. Although when I look at students now and I ask the question, how many of you guys have got laptops? I see 80% of the attendees all say they've got laptops. So it's definitely changing, which is actually a good thing because a laptop is much easier to work with. So it's really a good sign. So the guys online as well, please just post in the chat, are you got a laptop or not? Because it does make a huge difference with your studies. So that's quite important. So yes, I'm all the way from Polokwane, so I'm part of the ADOF team. I'm also instructional designer, so we are working constantly with technology, pushing the boundaries and doing what we're doing today, guys. Coming all the way here to do a workshop with you guys virtually as well, to ensure that you've got the best opportunities with your studies, to maximize the technology you've got available, so that you can really make a difference with your studies. So the first thing I've got on the screen is the pre-assessment. Okay, so please do complete that. I see the screen behind me has just gone blue. Give me a second. Okay, give it a few seconds. I think Sophie, you're in the way now, hey? All right, super. Yeah, there we go. So you guys can see it as well. So Sophie, we're going to have to make a plan here. I think maybe if you can send it a bit because the camera, oh no, but then I've got to make sure you're in the camera as well. Okay, just for the guys that are here, please make sure that you can do the pre-assessment with these courses. The nice thing about these courses, guys, is they are forming part of the co-curricular activities. In other words, when I complete the course, right, 100%, everything done, at the end of the semester, you're going to get a report card and it says, these are the courses that you've actually completed. It's going to look very similar to your academic record. The only difference, this one is going to talk about co-curricular activities. Okay, so we are working on that as well. So hopefully soon enough, we'll be able to see the prototype of the report. So yes, it is skills that you can use and put on your CV to say, these are the additional things I've done apart from my actual studies that I'm studying at UNISA. Okay, so they do add value to you and some cool stuff you're going to learn today. So please do the pre-assessments, very important because that gauges you before you begin the course. And at the end of the course, we want to actually know how have you done? Have you learned anything or what areas can we actually develop for the new course? It'll be for next year. So your feedback is absolutely critical. How did we get to this course for this year? We used the feedback from last year. And you guys were telling us, I need to know more about this. And we can see there's a trend, what you guys are asking. So that's quite important. Okay, so the course basically covers 4 sections. The first thing we're going to tackle is mobile first, really understanding what is this mobile first, and I'm going to explain it to you. Then we look at mobile learning, which is you guys. That's a nice thing being at UNISA. You can study from anywhere in the world, all right? Wherever you are, you can study. Then we're going to look at the Microsoft 365 app. Do you guys all already access it? Anybody here using it? That's excellent because you've got access already to that app, guys. So we're going to see and test your knowledge today to see how much of that app are you actually using. It's really, really powerful. So we'll have a look at that as well. And then, of course, we will look at Microsoft 365 Copilot as well. So it's all embedded into that app. Okay, so yes, we are supporting Microsoft because they're actually supporting us. Now, with the course itself, you're going to see there's quite a lot of activities and things to do. All right, we've got some case studies there. We really want you to go and think about the websites that you're using, how are they designed, how do you interact with them, what do you like or what don't you like? Because it's quite important for you to give us feedback because, you know, we all use My UNISA, right? What do you like on there? What don't you like in it? What principles are you seeing? Which principles are missing? So it's quite important. That's why we want to have these engagements with you as well, face to face. So please do the pre-course surveys, go through all the materials because you'll see there's a nice little tick to indicate you've completed the section. Okay, so just like with your My Modules, same concept, it's easy to track to see how far you're getting. And there goes the train. I was just telling my colleague about the train that's going to go past. You see, you can't hardly even hear it. Yeah, we just see it going past. So yes, so there we go. So it's quite bit. How long will it take you to actually do this course? Quite literally, you can do it in one day and you'll be finished if you've got the time. So it's not going to drag on for months and months and months. No, remember, self-paced learning. You attend today's class or you can just go and do it yourself. Totally up to you. Right, so let's get starting. So the first thing is you're going to need to get to the Adov platform because that's where we host all our information. Yes, perfect, no problem. Thanks a lot. All right, so yes. So joining the mobile course, guys, you'll see the icon looks something like that. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might just have to look for it. I know it's in there, but that's how it looks, this version. Okay, but I will also show you the previous one, but it's actually easier to find. To make sure that if you haven't done it, you can actually work through that one because we actually had a lot of fun with students in that one, actually showing you guys how to set up your devices. And you'll see the scariest things on people's cell phones. Trust me on that one. Okay. For example, how many tabs do you have open in your browser? The record I've got is 98. I kid you not. We open Google Chrome because it tells you how many tabs you got. The lady had 98. I showed her how to close them all. We ran the device care, and after that, her device was working way faster. And she was like, oh, okay. So she learned something there. All right, so go to Adov, adov.unisa.ac.za. You can even use the bit.ly, or you can scan the QR code, and then you'll see the courses there. So once you find the course, you'll click on it, and then it's going to ask you to do a quick enroll. So that's perfectly normal, all right, because it's your first time. You'll just click on continue, and then it'll take you directly to the course. If you're not logged in, it's going to ask you to quickly log in. So I will show you that in a few seconds. How do we log in with Adov? The nice thing, guys, it's exactly the same login procedure that you use with MyUnisa. Okay, so it uses the same single point login system, my life details, and it all goes in very quickly. And of course, you've got your MFA set up, right? The very first activity we'd like you guys to tackle is the introduce yourself activity. All right, so you can get to see who's online with you, who's also doing the course, where you guys based. This is a safer space, guys, than the WhatsApp groups that you tend to all join and then you wonder why people are contacting you. Be very careful with WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups, because you're telling people who you are, what you're studying, and they got your contact details. Think about it. But anyway, all right, then please introduce yourself. So the guys that are here with me and the guys that are online, if you do have two devices, probably makes it a little bit easier. Please go introduce yourself. We'll check in a few seconds to see. And we've just given you some very basic things for you to introduce yourself. So just like who you are, where you're studying, what are you studying. No personal details, guys. Don't put cell phone numbers and things like that. Eh? Even though it's a safer space, it's still public. Other people can easily join these courses. All right, so let's quickly have a look and see how does this all roll out. Yeah, so let me open a new window. All right, so you go to adovh.unisa.ac.za. You'll see that little robot that pops up is Lawazi. Oh, Richard, what did you do now? Now you've taken me off again. You were fiddling. Let's quickly, just want to quickly check something. That was beautiful. All I did was open a website. Give it a few seconds. Let's quickly duplicate. Okay, we just had to change some settings because Richard had to quickly jump in. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, there we go. We just remember we're in a hybrid, guys. So we've got students here with us, so they just couldn't see the website. So there we go. So this is how the Adov platform looks like. So if you see it, you'll scroll down. You'll see all the courses there. If you haven't done, and this is your first time at UNISA, and you haven't done an online exam, this course, guys, will seriously help you a lot. And we'll actually be tackling it after Richard's AI course. Okay, we're going to show you how this works, how to get to the exams, how to set up your device, to test your device. So this is actually very important. I'm talking about the AI skill, basic skills for online exams. All right, then you'll see the 2 courses. These are the beginner entry-level courses. This is the AI one, African Artificial Intelligence Masterclass. So you'll see there's a nice big banner for it. So if you didn't do the course yet, that's how easy it is to access it. Okay, so this is the first one I was speaking about, last year's one. And then, of course, just below it, you'll see the mobile learning as well. So these are the entry levels that you can do. Again, it takes you one day. You can actually work through it, not a problem. Now for the new courses, you will see you're just going to have to go all the way down. And there you'll see there's Richard's one, but he'll tackle it later. Okay, you'll see it says part 2. And my one, you're just going to have to scroll across a little bit. You'll see that's how we move through all the courses. And then there it is. So once you click on it, there's that enroll button I was talking about. Okay, so you click on it. You guys in the lab, you guys can do it. And then just click on continue, and then you'll log in quickly. Now, the question that comes up to us all the time is, okay, fine, David, you've got all these awesome resources. I'm not a student. How can I access it? Yes, remember, this is an open platform. It's available to anybody. All right, so all you're going to do is where it asks you the question, are you a UNISA staff or student? And if you're not any of those, you just click on no. And then you can go create yourself an account. That means all this technology you can actually go and learn. All right, a student is not, a community member is not going to come join this to go through my exams. Why? Because they're not writing exams at UNISA. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? But mobile learning, AI, this is open to anybody and everybody. So yes, please do share this with anybody that you know. And then you just say yes, and you basically log in, as I said, exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to speed up quickly because I'm on UNISA campus. All right, there we go. So I've logged in. There you can see. So now I'm going to quickly go down and find the course. All right, so I'm just repeating the same steps just to show you guys, and then in you go. Right, has anybody done the introducing yourself? Let me quickly have a look. I just want to see if anybody's done this already. Ah, good. I've got one person. Yes, thank you. The rest of you guys, you're not going to leave campus today until you've done this. All right, we'll put security to check. Have you submitted or not? All right, Richard's coming. Okay, we'll quickly help you there. See, good. I like that. Don't be shy, guys. If you don't understand something or you stuck somewhere, just say, hey, wait, David. All right, then we'll quickly check it out. All right, super. So thank you. So I see someone has introduced themselves. Okay, fabulous. So as you'll see, guys, in the course menu, you've got all these little circles, which basically means these are sections that you haven't done yet. So once you do it, you'll get a green tick, then you know that section is completed. Okay, very similar process to any of the modules that you're studying. It probably is set up exactly the same. So there we go, guys. So it's actually very easy to follow our courses. So please do work through all the information. Start with the welcome, and it'll introduce itself over there. Right, everybody in the venue, are you guys good? So far, so good. Okay, I see lots of heads moving. Let's quickly check online as well. Okay, laptops. Yes, I see a lot of students have laptops. That's just really, really cool. I wish every student had a laptop, to be honest. Okay, yes, that's a good point. The pre-assessment. Let me quickly copy that for you guys. So there is the pre-assessment. I'm going to put it in the chat. Thanks, guys, for that. All right, so very good. For 2 years. Oh, that's excellent. No, this is not similar to the integrity course. The integrity course is a different element, which you guys have to do. So that one is a very different type of course. Okay, so there we go. So once you're in the course, guys, I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint now, and I'm going to actually continue with the rest of the lessons. Okay, so just to make it a bit easier, we also did put in the introduce yourself, where you can simply just go and use the QR code as well. That's if the guys still use cell phones, but everyone here looks like they've got laptops, so it's not a problem. But yes, you can actually scan the QR code. It's another way to get there. Totally up to you. It takes you to the same point, and I see everyone's heads are looking at their laptop, so that's pretty good. All right, I like that. Okay. All right, so let's tackle the first unit. So I'm not going to cover exactly everything in the unit, all right, because there's simply not enough time. Generally, as I said, this is a day course, not a 2-hour or half an hour course. But I'm just going to touch on the main areas, but you're going to need to go work through all the materials yourself, okay, and delve into it as well. So the learning unit 1, we really look at what is mobile first. Do you guys, have you ever heard about mobile first? Anybody in the room, in the venue? Not one of you guys. Okay, right, that's quite interesting. Okay, so guys, mobile first is quite interesting. Okay, so it's actually a whole design. How do we come up with a website that works on any device, mobile device? Mobile doesn't mean always cell phone. It actually means any device you can carry with you, laptop, tablet, cell phone. Okay, so any of the technologies. So we're going to have a look at mobile first. Why is it so important, especially in South African context? Then we're going to identify some of the principles. So when you go back to my UNISA, you can actually start seeing, are these principles there, yes or no? And you'll actually easily be able to see them. Then you can evaluate. All right, we're going to do some practical session where you can actually go and do a little bit of a case study that we've built into the course for you to really go and delve in and see, did you understand what you've learned? And then, of course, apply these technologies. So if you're a CSET student and maybe this is what you're doing, is your career, this is definitely going to be very interesting for you. Okay, so what is mobile first, guys? The whole concept is around students and studying. How do we get a device to work beautifully for a student to be able to study no matter which device they are using? That's actually what we're trying to achieve here. Because what's the problem now? We've got laptops, big screens, tablets, a little bit smaller, and then you got cell phones, really, really small. So how does your content on any of those devices look exactly the same, function the same, that it gives you the same experience? And that's where mobile first comes in. Right, it's a responsive design. That's exactly what I'm saying. Hi, good morning, Pentius. Our colleague just arrived. So yes, it's a responsive design. In other words, I should be able to use any device to use the content, and the content should adjust to my device. How it looks, how it feels, how I interact with it. Accessibility is such a big thing that's happening nowadays. We've just had our gentleman roll in with his Ferrari, and accessibility is very, very important. When you go to a hotel, guys, and you're in a wheelchair, how are you going to move around that hotel? Accessibility. It's a very important question. Now, with your mobile device, that's also becoming a very important element because students have different needs. And how does the website cater for those different needs? We simply cannot just have a website now that is basic, that everybody can access, but we're not thinking broader terms. If a person is blind, how are they going to understand what's on that website? What software do they need? How's the website going to interact with that software? This needs to be the standard, whatever we're developing. Microlearning. Have you all heard about microlearning? Yes, you should have. Most of you guys are doing microlearning. Small chunks of information that you learn on the go. It's a big thing. You learn a little bit of something, watch a little video, you understand it, you move on to the next pieces. Instead of having a long lecture, you break it down into little pieces. Offline access is also critical because when we sit with data and ESCOM, you might not have connectivity. So how do you work offline? Can I download the course to my device? Is it accessible offline or not? That's an important consideration. Gamification, the buzzword with any higher education institution now. Gamification. How does the website behave? When you reach that level and that pops up saying you're on level 7, does that matter to you? Do you interested in that? Or do you try to be competitive with the other people to see who's on the highest level? Somebody owes me lunch. And I think it's Richard. I don't know if that was for me or for him, but anyway. All right, I'm still on time. Okay, so gamification is a big thing. Badges, you get recognition when you achieve things. All right, it's a big thing in the education sphere. If you go on Microsoft's website, you get those badges when you complete their free courses. Stick that on your CV, guys. It counts. It's officially recognized by Microsoft. That's why they're giving you the badge. Add it to your portfolio. It's there. Push notifications. I mean, this one, you guys already know it. WhatsApp is a simple example. How do you know you've got a new message waiting? Because you get the reminder, the push notification. There it is. You got a message and you quickly go and access it. So how does My UNISA remind you? You have an assignment due. Is it sending you a message? Or you're just getting an SMS? You haven't submitted your assignment yet. Interesting conversation we're having about SMSs, yes or no? Okay, good. So Moodle is also reminding you, yes. Okay, good. So there is a reminder system that's taking place. Just something I noticed you guys said Moodle. Please remember something. Do not install the Moodle app. Okay, remember Moodle is simply the foundation where we build My UNISA, My Life, and all these products onto. So yes, Moodle looks, the graphics and how it works, that's the Moodle part. But don't install the app, guys, because the app isn't designed to synchronize with UNISA. So in other words, it might work for the first time, but after that, it's not going to work anymore. So rather install the UNISA student app and use the official one if you want to go that route, not Moodle. Moodle is basically the foundation, if you put it this way, where we build My UNISA onto. So in other words, it provides the platform where how the graphics look, how the menu looks, how to log in. That's actually Moodle. But that's the only part of Moodle you need to actually understand. After that, it's just My UNISA, My modules. That's actually where you're engaging in. The problem is students see Moodle, you go to the App Store and you go download the Moodle app, which is actually not for UNISA purposes at all. I'm not sure why they're suggesting it, because remember, Moodle is simply just a platform that we develop onto. So for UNISA, My UNISA student app. Nah, don't get confused. Moodle proctoring is another little system that you do for, which we will deal with later today, is one of the subsets that we use for the exam purposes. Now, that's a little different thing. Now, that one you will need to set up and use. Again, Moodle provides the foundation for you. So we're simply just using it for the exam purposes. Okay. So yeah, I know, but it's a very good point. Thank you for raising it. So be careful where you see the word Moodle, but Moodle proctoring, yes, that one, it's all built in and we'll show you how that works later today, but it's not a problem. All right, and then the last thing is student-centered frameworks, guys. So in other words, what we look at there is how does everything sit around the student? How are they able to study and what do you need and how do you need it? And that's really where that comes in. All right, so what we did is we also go and have a look. What is the country statistics saying about mobile users? So this is quite interesting. So nationally, they're saying about 72%, this was data from last year, households have internet via their mobile phones, devices. Has it changed again? Give me a second. Just give me a second. I just want to change PowerPoint back. I notice now that I swapped it over. Okay, cool. But now let me go back to, sorry guys online, I'm just going to quickly reshare my screen. Yeah, is it looking fine, Richard? I just want to quickly check. Back to normal. Okay, super. Okay, so yes, so 72% of the households use their mobile devices for internet access. Okay, now depending on which province you're in, like the Eastern Province or Eastern Cape was actually less, right? There were less users having it. And then for KwaZulu-Natal, it was actually higher than the average. So interesting, what they were telling us is that how many of you guys still have the old-fashioned telephone in your homes? Okay, one brave hand, the rest of you guys are all hiding away. The fact is nobody or most households don't have those old telephone systems anymore. You only have cell phones in the home. How many of you guys have got fiber? Online guys, you can just use the chat. Okay, a lot of your students have got fiber internet now. So that's a game changer. Okay, because once you have fiber, it's a much faster internet, more reliable internet, generally speaking. So it means how we're connecting everybody now has changed a lot. And I think it all happened when COVID happened. All of a sudden we had fiber rolling out the whole country. So it's actually very cool because we needed it. Okay, so fine, let's continue. What are the key benefits of mobile first design? First thing is we look at user behavior and the devices. When you come to the exams, what's the one thing we're going to tell you? How old is your device? The older the device, it's going to struggle with the latest platforms, the latest frameworks that have been built. And that's where your device then starts to struggle because it simply can't work on that level anymore. But luckily, we get new phones every 2 years or so, 3 years, and then you get a new phone, and then yes, life goes on. So your device that you're using is critical. It's very important. Performance and data efficiency. Wow, that one is such a critical one. And this is actually where you start to see the different parts of the world is apps are designed for their internet connectivity, not necessarily ours. Classic example. How much data does Microsoft Teams eat? Thank you. Too much, actually. It's very hungry. Why is it like that? If we have a look at America, what type of internet are they using? It's built on their needs. It wasn't thinking about Africa to say, oh, okay, well, let's make it a bit this way. No, it uses the fastest internet it can use and it maximizes it. And hence, for us, it strains our data. Are you all attending your daily, weekly classes? How quickly is your data running? Are any of you guys even having a check to see? If you're sitting on fiber, you probably won't bother. But if you're only sitting with mobile data, you're definitely going to want to be checking. Okay, so that's common. So performance is a critical element. What eats more data, YouTube or Teams? Definitely. But you know, YouTube can run in HD, right? Which means it eats a lot of data. So check the settings. Can I tune it down a bit? Quality will still be good, just eats a lot less data. So have a look at it. DSTV has got a very nice way of doing it. They say, there it is. This is how much gigs per hour you're going to use. Then it's easy to see what you're using. That's actually quite nice. Now that's a good functionality, all right? If Teams had that, that would be great. But if somebody's sharing something and visually it doesn't come across well, how are you going to see it? Now you've got to balance the load. Quality versus quantity of the data. Yeah, it's always a balance, guys. Accessibility, inclusivity as well. That's critical. If I go on a website, right, I want to know, can I change certain things? The out of site actually has it. You're going to explore it, bottom right-hand corner, have a look. It's part of your work that you'll do. Go have a look at the accessibility that's built into that platform. You can change the contrast, the backgrounds, all these little things, but for certain people, it's very important to have those things there because now they can change it depending on maybe say their eyesight or the JAWS program that needs to read everything off the web page. Okay, so that's why inclusivity has to be built in now. It's not an optional, it's a necessary. With your search engines, okay, yes, how do we optimize it? So it's easier for a student to find us. It shouldn't be a problem. It should be like one of the top things. If I type in UNISA, you should find it. Notice if you type in UNISA, you might also find the University of South Australia. Yeah, have you seen that? It's also called UNISA, but it's a little difference there. So luckily, no, we're not studying there, but that's a point of question. Search engine will find which one first, UNISA South Africa or UNISA Southern Australia. But anyway, that's our ICT department. They get that sorted. Enhancement and scalability. Critical elements. When you get assignment due date, do you wait for the 11th hour and 59th minute to submit your assignment? If you do, you're running a risk of my UNISA going. That's a fact, isn't it? But yes, the interesting thing is, with scalability and all the developments that's happening in the background, which you guys don't see, we're using different technologies now to be able to load balance. So when they've got a lot of students jumping on board, now the systems can interact and provide more information, stable services quicker. And that's a game changer for us. So in the background, there's a lot of systems running to handle now all the 300,000 students jumping on board. But I think we need to stress test this. Why don't we get the whole of UNISA to join at the same time and let's see what happens. Because we've got about 400,000 students, guys, globally. So yeah, studying all over the world, trust me. So yeah, so that is also a very key element. Sometimes it's interesting. You go on a website on your laptop, it's very slow or it gives you an error. Go on your smartphone, it works fine. Why is that different? Good question, isn't it? The technology in the background that's giving you the service is different. That's why it comes in. But okay, that's all the background things. Right, what apps or websites do you guys use? Okay, we know definitely university websites, okay? My UNISAs, yes, we're all connecting to those, straightforward. E-learning platforms, apart from UNISA, what other e-platforms are you accessing? Yes, there's a good one. Coursera, yeah. Which one? EDX, yes, also very common. What's the other one? There's another one I'm hinting at. Yes, say it. Don't be brave. Say it. No, don't hide behind your laptop now. Udemy. Have you all seen Udemy? Have you done a course there? All right. Different ways to teach people depending on time, data, accessibility. Okay. So yes, e-learning platforms, Khan Academy, another good one. GCFlearnfree.org, awesome one. So there's lots of platforms you can actually learn. Online banking, are you guys all doing online banking? All right, who's got the most money here? Can I have your PIN code, please, and your bank card? No, I'm just kidding. Please don't do that. But yeah, be very careful now with security and things. Eh? Don't take chances. That I actually covered in the first course. Make sure wherever you're working, I see this so often when I'm traveling. You're standing in a bus at the airport waiting to be taxied to the aircraft, and you see people typing in their passwords. No thumb security, nothing. And you think to yourself, wow, you know, you're just opening yourself up. People can see your passwords. Standing right next to you. Always be aware who's standing next to you. What are they doing? Are they trying to copy your card? You see the cards that they can copy so easily. Always be aware what's around you guys. Oh, okay, so online banking, we know this one. We've got apps, you've got all sorts of things running with online banking. It has changed the world banking works. When last have you actually been into a branch? Have any of you been in a branch this year? Wow, we've got about 40 people here, and I think I've got 2 yeses. People don't go anymore. Why? Because you can do everything online. E-commerce platforms, okay, your Takeout, your Amazon. Oh gosh, there's so many. Temu, Shein, there's the other one. I know you ladies love those platforms, eh? I'm even surprised. I get emails from Temu. You've just purchased all these things. And I'm like, huh? Oh, my wife created an account in my name. Oh, that's nice. All right. Now we get vouchers and all sorts of things. All right, fine. So yes, e-commerce, very common. Why do you actually use the e-commerce site? What are the main reasons why you use that site? Convenience. What's the other reasons? Chalete, money. Is it cheaper? That's a reason. What about how the website works? Is it easy to use? Is it easy to make a payment? Is it easy to get help, contact when there's a problem? Those are all the elements you should be looking at when you are using an e-commerce platform. Define mobile first, design principles. Okay. How does it work? Does it crash? Yep. Government portals, your favorite one, NSFAS. Yes, I know. I used to be in a computer lab. When it was time for anything to do with NSFAS, students used to flock in there and we'd try and log in and then the system says, it's not available. That's a horrible thing. Okay. Again, scalability. Why is the website not handling the 400,000 students trying to get onto it? Because you send an SMS, they expect the numbers. Okay. A very nice government website, 10 out of 10, I actually gave it to them, is the one for Department of Home Affairs, where you can book yourself an appointment to go get your visa and whatnot. That works beautifully. Very good website. So there are good ones as well. SARS works amazingly well when you owe them money. But when they need to pay back, they find reasons why not. Anyway, but yes, so yeah. So you can see different websites, government ones, work really, really efficiently. So it's actually quite good. Right, so when we're talking about responsive web design principles, so in the course, we actually delve into this as well, because it's actually important for you to understand all these things that are happening, why are they actually happening? So when you review a website, you can actually see, but why doesn't it have this feature that the other website has? Because this feature will actually help my UNISA with what I'm studying, where Takealot, it works better this way. So you can sort of start comparing and understanding, oh, okay, this is how it works. But it's also good to understand the lingo. Because you know, with ICT people, we talk lingo all the time. AI and LLMs, as you guys need to know what these words mean. Okay, there's a lot of assumption in there. Fluid grids, in other words, when you've got all those products listed, how can I change it to look different? List it this way, list it in blocks, bigger blocks. That's what your grids do. So with your studies, can I see all the books I need? Is it just going to be a list? Or wouldn't it be nice to have little icons? This is the book, here's the link, click on it, then you know where the book is. If it's an e-resource, another classic example. Any of you guys used the UNISA library website? How do you find it? That's a common thing. I'm getting it from everybody. Everyone says the same thing. I can't find the information. There's just so much things and links and things popping up all over the show. These principles need to be applied to get it to a simple, easy, but effective way of finding information. Sorry, anybody from the library, didn't mean to throw you under the bus. Flexible images. That's also important, because when you got an image and you change it from a laptop to a cell phone, of course it's going to shrink. But can I zoom in? Will it lose the quality? Can I still see what's in the image? What's the point of having an image of a diagram that your lecturer says, please read this image or describe this image, but then when you zoom in, it goes all pixelated. Then you can't actually see what's going on there. Remember, some people have glasses. Some people need to get glasses. And some people are in denial that they need glasses. So these devices that we're using, you need to check your eyes once every year. Who's checked their eyes this year? Wow, awesome stuff, good stuff. You guys, please check your eyes every year. Don't take the chance of damaging your eyes, because you will, with laptops, cell phones, it's going to mess up your eyes. Okay, so check out your eyes. Media queries, yes, definitely. Well, that's the tricky thing. Your screen changes. So how do you interact with the different media on the screen? That's really what we're trying to say to you. A YouTube video on your laptop, awesome, it's big, yes, I can see it. Put it on your cell phone. Now I need to change how the cell phone looks. A classic example, you're doing Moodle proctoring, right? Multiple choice questions. Now you're using your cell phone. If it's vertically done, the question's all squashed up. Now I change my settings and I rotate it. Now it's the landscape. It's easier to see the questions now. That little skill makes a huge difference for your exam. And that's why it's important to know it. So how does the media now change? Your approach for mobile design, okay? The actual concept is that when we're designing a website, we start with the device that's the smallest resolution, screen size, your mobile phone. Build the website that it's here first, and then export it and scale it up for laptops and everything else. That's actually the principle. Instead of having the website on the laptop view, working down to a smaller screen, do it the other way around. Because then wouldn't the performance be better? The usage be better? Because if it works on a smaller screen, it'll work easier on a bigger screen. Not always the other way around. That's where that comes in. Your topography. So in other words, when you've got text, how does the text come out when you're changing the screen sizes? That's why I gave you the example of the exams. Because here now it's squashed up. It's hard to see all the answers. But if I change my phone around, now I can see all the answers. It's easier to work with. How does the text now fit into the website? Very important skill. The meta tags, not that important for you guys, more for developers. In other words, the meta tag says what is the web page about, so the search engine can easily find it. That's where the library comes in, because when you do a search, how does it know what it's looking for? How many of you guys are still using Google to look for things? How many of you guys are actually using like Copilot or ChatGPT to find an answer? Not for your assignments, for a problem. Have you noticed we actually have changed the way we look for solutions now? Because ChatGPT is going to give a lot more detail to an answer than Google will. So yeah, it's very interesting how that's changed. Content, all right, so when you get your content for the website, obviously, how does it all fit on the screen? And that's why we're saying with mobile first, develop for the mobile phone, and then let it go up to the bigger screens. Because if it works there, it's going to work beautifully there, not necessarily the other way around. So these are the principles that really are embedded, but are in much more detail in Learning Unit 1. Okay. Learning Unit 2, guys, what we do is we delve into, again, UNISA students specifically. So there we're actually going to ask you some interesting questions. With your studies, how do you find your courses currently? Are they interactive? Are they very straightforward text, few images, maybe a video or two? Are you finding it very different from one module to the next? You are. Interesting. Which modules are you finding the most exciting to engage in? Is it because how the content is shown to you? Or does it matter? Yes. Auditing. Yikes. Are you doing auditing? Okay, you make me worried. Are you working for SARS? Just checking. You never know who's here. Okay, yeah, so it depends on exactly how the content comes. Now, the guys that do auditing, maybe your calculations, your sums, the tables, case studies, the law students. I know you got lots of case studies there. What about the guys doing maths? How does it all fit in? The equations? Yes? So there's no consistency how things actually get taught. But are those same modules having weekly classes? Yes. See, that's very interesting. Oh, yeah?
changing the market scale. Most of the classes you see like last it's case of 15, 11, 15, they were ready to this area of time.
Okay, yeah, the e-tutor, yeah, it makes a difference, eh? When they're not there or there, yes. So that is definitely something that we are seeing with students as well. They are saying, bring this back because it actually worked for us. Okay, so that's a very interesting point you're making. So yes, so when you get to a course, the interactivity makes a big difference. If you just see text, it's going to be a little bit dull, isn't it? But if you've got images and you've got videos, embedded videos, it makes it more interactive. Then you generally will enjoy the course more. So that's quite important with your studies. Support administration. How do you find the support administration at UNISA? Remember, this is what we're talking about now, UNISA. Golden rule, when you email to one person. Because once you start sending to a list of people, most likely you're not going to get a response from anybody. Okay? Don't do that because most people will just ignore those emails. They say, ah. Please use your My Life email, for example, not your Gmail or Yahoo, because most of those end up in our spam filters anyway, because you might use a word like payment or refund, and the system thinks, this is something else, and it automatically will quarantine it, just based on a keyword. So always use your My Life because it's not as hectic in terms of checking the filters there. So support administration with modules, well, with websites, generally 24/7. This is where AI is going to start coming in more now. Because we've seen it with our own research, with our Lawazi chatbot, with exams specifically. We created a module, it trained it on exams and counseling. And now we get to see when do students actually use it. 2 o'clock in the morning, there are students actually using it, asking it questions. I'm feeling nervous for the exam, Lawazi. What should I do? And then Lawazi says, okay, this is the things that you need to do. And then I have this whole conversation. Because this is what students need, 24/7 support. It might not be a human being, but you can see from the interaction, at the end, the student is saying, thank you, I feel much better. I love you, Lawazi. You're talking to an AI. It's not even a person, but I'm saying, I love you. There's emotion to say, I'm feeling satisfied. I've got the support I need. It's interesting, but we're seeing a trend, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, guys. Where all of us are sleeping, this person is feeling stressed about an exam. And that's why they're actually engaging. And they're finding something that can help them. That's how support needs to be. We already touched on it. Digital resources, like the library, the e-resources. How do we access it? Where do we find it? As you already said, it's not that easy. Maybe we need some more training on that one. Okay. Learning management system, my UNISA. Does it work 24/7? We've already said, let's avoid assignment due dates because then it's a lot of pressure on it. But now you know already. In other words, you can't say, I didn't know, you knew. First day of registration, what always happens? Or application, same scenario. Everybody tries to do it very first day. System struggle. Flexibility and accessibility. Well, the nice thing, guys, is the fact that you're studying at UNISA means you can actually quite literally be anywhere in the world and you can actually do your studies. Can I tell you a secret? There's a guy, I think it's a guy or lady, I'm not too sure. We don't look at that level of detail. You all know where Australia is, right? Those guys that can't play rugby. Just above them, there's an island. Twink. And we have a student who did his exams there. How did we know that? Because when they accessed our exam, we just wanted to track to see where are students located in the world. And there's one person on an island. I just don't know how he's going to graduate, though. That's my only question I've been thinking, like, how? Maybe a virtual one for him. But it just shows you. Southern America, Northern America, Europe, Asia, students are studying wherever they are working. That's the nice thing. You can be mobile. So yes, accessibility also talks to the features that allows the website to speak to any student, irrespective of their, maybe, I don't want to say issues, but the restrictions they have. eyesight, hearing, whatever it may be. Okay. Communication, collaboration. I know with the signature modules, those wonderful ones that you have to be in the group site and you have to share and comment on people. That's important because that's the same things you're doing on Facebook and all these other platforms. It's the same interaction, just in the academic sense. You're already doing it, these type of things. And then, of course, okay, we did speak about it. So studying at UNISA is quite interesting. If I had to say to you guys, give me a title for this image. Who's brave? What are you going to say? The online guys, you can just post in the chat. Richard, just let me know what do the online guys say. For this image, give it a title. Come on, guys, let's be brave. Anybody? Still waiting. Okay, no, that doesn't count, Richard. Oh, very nice. Oh, no. That student has obviously done the course already. Nice. Couple of things. Look where these people are located. Okay, it looks like a rural area. I love the houses, traditional. It's a family. The age variance, the youngster with the coco. Could be family studying together. Any age can study at UNISA. I mean, we've got very old people still studying here. Why not? Life's about learning. I love the fact that this one's smiling and she's actually got the control of the laptop. Why? Because kids are the ones that have got access to the technology. Okay? Go in any household. What do parents do? I can't babysit you. Here's a laptop, go play. That's why they're learning all these skills. Digital divide. So the student that put there, that's actually the title of this image. But are we closing the gap? Yes, we are, because technology is closing the gap. And it's allowing us to interact like we've never done before. So anybody can do it. I'm sure you've all had a WhatsApp call with your grandparents, right? If you haven't, you've got to do it if they're still around, that is. It's the most funniest thing ever to have the video call, but try it out. It's actually really cool. And all people can learn, hey? No ageism here, please. So yes, that's actually quite an interesting image. I love it. Okay, good old my UNISA. You guys engage it every day, right? Announcements, please check your announcements. A lot of times you're asking things that are actually already there. Okay, so always check the announcements. Check your assignment dates. Don't assume anything. Yeah. Okay, as I said earlier, My Life email is a critical component. So it's on your Microsoft 365 app. It's already there. It's My Life. Please make sure you use it. If you guys are using the app, then you're really on the right track. So yeah, security. Have you all got your MFA sorted out? Some of you guys are frowning. What? MFA, multi-faction authentication. Multi-factor authentication, yes. So when you log in, it'll send you a PIN to confirm this is you. Or you go to authentication app, you put your finger on there, type in the code, and it lets you in. You all got that set up. It's critical. You must have that set up, guys, because if someone gets into your account, they'll change your cell number, take your data, and all that type of thing. That's why UNISA implemented this, so it can force people to know ways they can get in. Even if they get your password, doesn't matter. They still need to be able to authenticate you. So yeah, make sure you've got that in place. Just pop to the computer lab if you don't know about it. What are the challenges you guys are facing? I know, I'm giving you some options there. Digital literacy skills, guys. Do you think all students are on the same level? No. What is a drop-down list? Lecturers always refer to a drop-down list. What is a drop-down list? Do you all know what it is? Be brave. Who doesn't know what a drop-down list is? Fine, thank you. Thank you for being brave. When you go to My UNISA, right? Okay, once you've logged in, and where it says your modules, and you click on it, and it gives you all the list of the things that you can select, all your modules. That is a drop-down list. You're clicking on something, and a list is appearing. That's what a drop-down list is. Now you know what it is. Even though you guys are studying here at quite a good technology level of understanding things, a simple concept like that, most people don't understand what it is. We're assuming everyone knows. So drop down list, guys. Simple, basic, very basic things about literacy, digital literacy. Because maybe on a smartphone, you use your thumb, so you're not really sure, or you interact differently compared to a laptop. So small things like that should be covered right in the beginning with your studies to get everybody on the same page. That when the lecturer says drop-down list, you all know what the drop-down list is. Okay. Psychological and health. This is very true and a very serious thing. As students, as staff members, we're seeing this a lot. What is the biggest problem with technology is we're not switching off from it. When you guys go to a supper table, do you have your phones with you? Everybody sits with their phone. We're not switching off, guys. Mentally, you are just running all the time. You're going to burn yourself out. It's going to happen. The worst thing is colleagues who have emails on their cell phones. I feel sorry for these people because they never switch off work. When you're at home with family, that's your time not to be working. But if you're on your phone, you're always checking emails, what's happening, report, whatever. You're not switching off. Mental health is serious concerns when it comes to technology because you're not breaking away from it. Put your phone down for a day and leave it alone. Can you do that? If you can't do it, guys, you're addicted. Everyone here is saying no. Online, guys, are you also wiggling your heads? No. It's scary. Why? Why do you always have to have the device with you? Because you're scared you're going to miss something. Which celebrity is now marrying another celebrity who divorced 15 other celebrities with 25 kids? You must know about this, and everyone's trending. That's the problem. We're not switching off from technology. What's going to happen? You're simply going to burn yourself out. Device limitations, guys, that's the most, we find this a lot. You come to me with a laptop. I just bought this laptop. And within 10 seconds, I'm looking at the laptop and I'm saying, eee, the technology you bought here is like out of date. It's very slow. It's going to be difficult to study with this. In your head, you're thinking this is awesome. That's what the salesperson did. But reality is the technology has already moved long past. Okay, so then yes, devices are limited. How much space do you have on your cell phones? Is it hitting the red level already saying you've run out of disk space? Go do the first module, guys. I show you how to get rid of things. Easy. Pictures, videos, delete. Wonderful. You got lots of space. But how do you manage that? It's very important because your mobile device needs the space to operate. Like your laptop. Your laptop drive space gets full, it's going to slow down incredibly. How are you going to use that for your exams? You need to look after it. Data costs. I think last month we were all a little bit shocked, just a little bit. Students aren't getting data. How are you going to study now? Data costs incredibly high in South Africa for some weird reason. We are, I think, one of the highest in the world. Why? Why does it need to be that way? Who's bearing the cost, or what cost actually exists with data? That's why I'm glad to see a lot of you guys said you got fiber, because that kind of cuts this out. Mobile data is incredibly expensive. And if you've got kids, it's amazing how fast it goes. So yeah, data cost is a critical element. And that's why we need this to be as cheap as humanly possible. So students can study anytime, anywhere. And yes, before you tell me 20 gigs at night doesn't help you, we want you to study from midnight to 6 in the morning, guys. No, it's a plan. Because when you guys are studying that time, I'm sleeping. And then when I get to work, you guys are all sleeping, and then my day is easy. I don't get any student queries. You see, it's a plan. No, I'm kidding. It's not really like that. But yeah, it's interesting. But that's the setup currently. And how many students study at those hours? A lot of them say to us, yes, I do, because I've got the data. I'm going to study at that time. Again, it changes the whole way you exist. All right, so that's the end of Unit 2. Unit 3, we delve into, and I'm very glad to see a lot of you said you've already got the mobile 365 app already. That's excellent, because remember, guys, with your My Life email account, that's a license, which means as a student, you're registered, you've got access to Microsoft and Copilot. It's all built in. So when you set it up, if you have not set it up before, what's going to happen is you're going to get some little pop-ups like this. Just make sure you read through them to understand what they're saying to you in terms of privacy, data collection. Can Copilot use your data for training purposes? By the way, that does change. I think it's changed again, Richard. Yeah, I saw some people saying they've noticed that the privacy data collection is asking them to reconfirm, but not notifying you. Yeah, small writing saying, can we reset this? Can we now use your data? And you won't even know it. So please be very careful when it comes to privacy. I'm hearing myself. It's yes. Oh, awesome. That's your evidence. Okay. So yeah. So read these little things that pop up. Most people just say yes, yes, next, 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 because we want to get to the actual application. But it's a very good idea to actually read what are they saying, especially with Copilot or ChatGPT or DeepSeek. What are they doing with your data? Right, so once you get through that, you should see a nice interface that will open. Normally looks something like this. It might open on Copilot itself, right? So if you just click on the little, we call it the hamburger, then you can actually access the menu and see what's available. So generally it connects to your OneDrive. Are you all using your OneDrive now? You're not using USBs, right? USBs are so 80s, guys. You need to use OneDrive now. OneDrive is actually USB in the cloud. So you save all your information there. And immediately, once you've logged in, it's actually going to access all your files in your OneDrive. Remember, now you're mobile. You can go wherever. You can work on the file. I can work on a laptop. Same file. I can be able to edit them. Continue. Same time. Yes, then you'll see this. Then you'll also see that it can ask you, do you want to install Outlook, which is, remember, My Life for you guys. Yes, it's a good idea because you want to see the emails that are coming in from UNISA. And if you need to contact UNISA, you've already got it open there. That's important. So this user interface, very easy to get the hang of it. Have a look at the settings. There's quite a few settings that you can actually have a look at that I discuss in the course, where I go and tell you about app notifications. How do you want the app to notify you there's something happening? Little pop-up message, a download message, it's all covered in here. If you don't want them, you switch them off. That's important. Then you've got all the Microsoft apps that you've got available. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you can actually use them inside the app itself. Nice and easy. There's your privacy and permissions. So yep, go read it. What's the Copilot going to do with your data? It's there. Go and read it. Understand what exactly is it saying. Help feedback, straightforward. Reset Microsoft account. I had a student ask me this in the Vol. She said, it's got an error. It can't get me out. It doesn't want to log me out. And I said, okay, just run this option. Then it reset it for her. Then she was sorted. Very useful to do. Don't do it now. I was going to log you out. Text prediction. This is quite nice. When you're typing anything in Word or an Outlook, it can try to predict what you're going to say. And then it pops up like that. It's quite nice. That's a lazy way of typing. Mobile open view, yep, it's good. And of course, you've got the themes and things like that. So these are all the basic settings you can go fiddle with that you find under the settings menu. That's just for fun, really, just to get it looking the way you want it to look. Easy enough. Searching, very important that you know. So search has its own little page that you'll see for you, all your files. My files, that's from your OneDrive. You've got libraries, things that have been shared with you. And then the last option is right over there, it's called My Phone, which is actually looking at your phone's files and well. So in other words, when you do a search, you can actually go search in all these different places using the same little search bar. So it's quite useful in terms of if you've got lots of files that you're working with. Okay, so the search functionality, important that you are able to use it. Right, but let's go have a look at the fun one, scanning. The invigilating app running on it, 2 devices. If you only got 1 device, then you do everything on the smartphone. That's not a problem. You can do that as well. Okay, so now this little guy, invigilating app, will give you all this information that you guys are going to follow. You are going to need to download the software. If you do this today, you're going to download the software, and then when you log in, it's going to say to you, your email address is not recognized. And that's perfectly normal. Why? Because we're not at the exam period. 5 days before, then they will actually register you with the app, the license to you, because you're going to use the invigilating software. We will give you the contact details. It's a WhatsApp number, but you can't call it. That you can always use to check if there's any technical problems or any issues that you're experiencing, and they respond very quickly as well, which is great. All right. And then we basically tell you the date of the exam. This is basically how the whole process follows. You're going to need a QR code that comes from your exam paper. They'll give it to you. You'll scan it, and then you'll see the app will actually start up. Here is, once you're registered, you're going to please do the demo. We give you a demo as well that you need to go and try out and practice. All right. Now, if I go down a little bit, you'll see we've given you guys the mock exam that you're going to go practice, and FAQ in the support page. There is the contact number. But as you can see, it's a WhatsApp number that's only for WhatsApping, no calls. So if you have a problem, I'm going to put in the chat for you guys. Make it a bit easier. Okay, so this is for the invigilating app, only if you need to have this one. Okay. Right, good. So let me run through the whole setup for you, because it's a bit of a setup, the initial setup with the invigilating app. All right, so Moodle, we've done. So invigilating app, this is the icon that you're going to see, because there are other invigilating apps and they actually have similar names, but you must look for the one with the L like this. This is the only one, not that other funny bunny one that people use and it's not the right one. So this one, perfect. How does it work? You need to download it. Okay. And there we go. Take home exams 4 or less hours. What's that? Oh, yes. So that's important to remember is for this exam, when you use this tool, you only have to do it for exams that are 4 hours or less. Sometimes you have those other exams, the open book exam, that's from this date to this date. You've got the whole time to complete and submit. You cannot use the invigilating app there. You won't be expected to use it at all. Okay. Then, not a problem. You don't use the app. But your exam proctoring tool will tell you, do you need it or don't? And your module announcements, they'll also tell you there, which tool are you going to use? So this information now will start coming to you all the time. Okay. What device do I need, guys? My exams, you can use your laptop, PC, tablet, perfect. Invigilating app, only on the smartphone. If you do have 2 devices, that's the perfect setup. How does it work? Okay, so they're telling us students are registered on the app at least 72 hours before, at least, okay, before your first app. You're going to log in with your My Life details. If it says the university, it's not recognizing your email, that just means you haven't been registered yet. And remember, you've got that contact number now. But only do it when you're very close to the exam. Once you've registered it, please come and do the demo. You can do it as many times as you want. It's not a problem. And it's going to run through everything that you're going to need to know how to do. And the good thing is it's only about 8 minutes long. So you can watch TV, run the demo, and get used to the beeps, the noises that it actually gives you. Okay? It's going to ask you to take some pictures and things, but I'm going to show you in a second. Once you log in for the very first time, you're going to see a login page, which is this guy over here. Right, you're going to fill in all your details. Make sure you use your My Life email only, please. Remember, guys, it's student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za. No .net, .org, or any other funny things that you guys managed to come up with. Okay, I've seen some very funny ones. Just that if you make a mistake here, it's not a problem. You've got the WhatsApp number that can assist you as well. Okay, that can then help you. Once you've signed up, check your My Life email, you will get a verification pin, a one-time pin. Type in the code, click on verify, and then you will be in. So then you should see that that's the example there. This is how the code looks, something like this. Example. So it looks like that. So you copy and paste it across. Then it's going to say terms and conditions, just like any other program. You have to accept it. And then it says welcome. Once you go to the welcome stage, the first thing it's going to do is it says, I'm just going to test your device quickly to check that the mic is working, the sound is working. It's going to run a little setup with you. Then you're going to say, yes, please. You have to allow it, guys. You don't have a choice there. You have to allow it. And then you'll click continue. Then it's going to say, okay, let's quickly do a selfie check because it wants to use your camera. So that's the easiest way to do it. So you say, yes, okay, continue. So you say, attention, we're going to take it now. You say, fine, continue. And then it's going to want you to put your face inside this little area here. So you can see there's my colleague's face in the background. All right, and then this button right over here at the bottom, that's the one that takes the picture. So just get used to how it looks, okay? So you zap that and it's going to take a picture. The next thing it's going to say, great, your camera's working, awesome. Put something else, put your student card, please, or an ID, driver's license. You're going to say continue. You're going to put it there. We all recognize that guy from today. All right, put it there, takes a picture, done. Okay, because now it wants to take a picture of that. Same routine. Now it's going to do the next step. Okay, I want to scan a document. Just a page. Great, click on start. You can find any page, guys. It can be a tutorial, letter, cover, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But let it do or pick up the document itself. Great. Hit the button, done. And then you'll say, okay, now we do the microphone check. So this initial stage is just to test it. So once off, once you've done this once, you know it's done. You don't have to do it again. Microphone check, you're going to click start. It's going to make this very nice little ping noise. Okay. Even tonight when you're sleeping, you'll probably still hear that noise. That's how bad it is. You're going to click on start, do the test, and then it's going to check. Did you hear the sound or not? Yes or no? If it's no, it means there's something wrong with your device. And that's you're going to have to figure it out. What's the problem? But hopefully it'll be yes. Or you can click on test sound again, just to make sure you've heard it correctly. Then what will happen next is, and this is quite an important step, it's going to say to you, we need to do a master photo. So this is the photo that's going to belong with the app, that it's going to know that it's you writing the exam. So you're going to have to do a master photo. If you do make a boo-boo, use the contact number, they'll help you, they'll erase it, and you'll have to add it again. Okay, so it's not a problem. So you're going to again do a selfie, exactly what you've done before. It's going to take a picture, so just have it nice and neat and simple. And there we go. Then you've done the initial setup. It's a once off. Once you're there, excellent. Now what can we do? Starting an assessment. You'll see there's an option that pops up, and this is where the demo comes in. So yes, you can say start, and then it's going to say, okay, do you have the code or do you have a QR code that you want to scan? Normally with the QR code, they're going to give you both. They give you a QR code and then they give you a code itself. And it's just an example that's coming up over here. There's the QR code, and just at the bottom here, you'll see there's a code as an example. Yeah.
Excuse me, so where will we get the QR code? From the laptop?
You'll get it from the exam itself,
Like on the laptop?
from your
So
announcements.
I'm holding a phone and then I do the
Yes,
code on the.
on the phone, on your laptop. Yes. So your lecture will give you the QR code before the exam starts. Because remember, you can have the QR code, you can get to this point, but you can't start the exam because it's not time yet. But yes, the QR code, and we've given you one on the course site that you can go practice. Right, so you scan it in or you type it in. Either way, it's totally up to you. And then it's going to pick up your profile. There's your selfie that you've taken, the master selfie. Perfect. Tells you who you are. And click on yes. You don't have a choice, really. You just have to say yes. Then it's saying the assessment is about to start. Test the sound. You can do the test again, just to make sure you can hear the bing. And then you can click on start. Then you're going to write your exam. It's going to sit next to you. And every now and then it's going to say, take a selfie, take a picture. And this is where the demo comes in, because you get used to doing these things that it needs to do. Yes.
Then writing the exam, we write or we type?
Mostly you're allowed to type it up on your laptop. But remember, your instruction of the lecture would have told you already. These are the things that you're allowed to do. So now here comes the good question. Using your laptop, let's say you've typed up 5 pages. Now the app is going to say, I need you to upload your script. Very importantly, there's 2 different things that happen with the invigilating app. The invigilating app is going to want your script, your answer, and you need to upload your answer onto My Exams. So My Exams, where you go to see your date, and you see the exam. When you click on it, you log in, you'll see your exam paper will be there. Right? So the same place you download it is going to be the same place you're going to upload it, but you're uploading it in 2 different places. Within the app, it's going to do it for you. When this is done, it's going to give you a PDF anyway, which you can then also upload onto My Exams. Okay, that just makes it easier for you guys. That's why the demo is so important. Go and practice it. So when you get to there, you know exactly what to do. Now the script means you're going to take pictures of your laptop screen. You need to try to make nice, clear pictures, and you kind of need to do it fairly quick. It's not that bad, because when you practice it, you'll actually see you can do 10 pages quite literally in a minute. That's how quick it is. You just go like this, click, click, click. It goes quick. It's not a problem. Do not leave the app though. So before we do all the other info, you mustn't close the app. You can put it into flight mode, your device. Once you start it, you can do it in flight mode or do not disturb, that's fine. And at the end, when the exam is finished, you're going to have to switch back on your data or your Wi-Fi so that you can upload, finish the process. Good. Awesome.
What happens if on the phone, if let's say my phone locks itself after, let's say, 30 seconds, I've set it to lock itself after 30 seconds, won't that disturb won't it say I have left the app or?
It shouldn't, because as long as the app is still running. But what we're going to suggest is the locking feature, rather check your phone. Yes, rather tell the phone, don't use that feature for now. All right. And then after exam, you can switch it back on, because locking is actually quite an important security element. So then just for your exam, make sure it's off. Just to make it easier for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to keep looking at your phone. Make sure your phone is charged as well, or even plugged in with a charger. So there's no battery issue or anything. But yeah, so you only need internet in the beginning. Once you start your exam, it doesn't need internet. And at the end, you'll have to have your internet back on to upload everything. Why we say do not disturb in flight mode? Because you don't want calls coming in and things like that. Okay. If it does happen, it's not end of the world. Someone will listen to the recording and they'll be able to make a judgment. Okay. It's not AI that's going to do that thing. Now, during your exam, what's going to happen is it's going to ask you to take pictures of yourself, a selfie, of your desk area. What else does it ask you, Richard? It's only those 2 things. Oh, your student card, I think. Yeah, your ID, your identity card.
Asked you in intervals and organs.
Intervals.
Because you see, it was trial and error and experience.
Yeah.
So my dear was that.
Yeah, so do the demo, how you did the demo. But yeah, it's going to be on its own time. So don't worry about it. That's what I'm saying. Go watch your Soapy on TV, let it run there, just get used to concentrating on something, hearing the beep, and then reconcentrating. Okay. Yeah, so then once you do that, you'll take a picture. Then, for example, it's saying this one, take a picture of your ID. Because it's an exam, it should be right next to you, so it's not a problem. You just take a quick snap, and then it's going to say do a selfie at some point. Now, remember the demo, it's only 8 minutes. So you're going to do this all fairly quickly, just to get the hang of it. Then you take a picture. And then what you'll see is you'll actually see all the evidence building up like this, just to show you that you've actually done it. I know if you do need to go to the toilet, for example, this question always comes up. What do? Take the phone with you. Remember, it only records, here's the fun part. No, don't worry. It only records human voice. Not dogs barking or lawnmowers or anything. Only human voice it records, guys. So don't worry if you need to go to the loo. It's fine. Take it with, because you don't want to miss this.
My cat couldn't understand.
Sure. They won't hear the mowing, only human voice. So we did check with them. Yeah. Right. So then once you get to this point, you've done the exam, you've finished, then the system's going to say, okay, now you need to upload your script. And this is where the practice comes in very handy. You've typed it on your laptop. Brilliant. Now go and practice this. And it says before you start, make sure the room has got good lighting. Because when you take the picture, you want it to be as clear as possible. Okay, if it's blurry in that, that's going to be a tricky one. For example, yeah, we use this one. You take the picture and you'll just take as many pictures as you want. You'll see that little button. You'll just keep hitting it for every page. And once you're done, you'll see there's an option saying done. And then once it's done, it actually creates the PDF for you, which is so nice. So it puts it all together for you, your script, and then you click on the upload PDF option. Yes, and then once you're done, you just have to confirm. It'll give you a reference. So do a screen grab, make sure you get this, click on continue, and then well done. It will ask you if it wants to be shared. Send it, yes, send it to My Life. Because then you go to My Life, you download it, and you upload it into My Exams. Then you've done two things that you had to do. That's the great thing. It converts it straight to PDF for you, does all the hard work, and there we go. You need to go and practice it. There's the share button. Go and practice that, sharing. You'll see it's actually very quick to do. But practice it, guys. What always happens is, remember this, upload on My Exams, guys. So when you log into My Exams, you'll get to the exam, you'll download your question paper, you'll start the invigilating app, you'll scan the QR code, you'll write your exam. At the end, you'll do all your selfies and whatnot in between. At the end, upload the script, take the pictures that you need, upload it to PDF. Invigilating app is done, but then you come and finish it here as well. Upload the same file there, and you know you're super done. We do give you guides with regards to the time. Critical. 15 minutes before the exam start time, you can open the exam website. Perfect. Download your exam paper. Start the app. Once the exam starts, okay, the QR code would be in here as well. It's probably on the exam paper itself. So then it's quick to do. 30 minutes after start exam, the app closes. So if you miss this 30-minute mark, then unfortunately you've missed your exam. Then make sure you do keep the app running, do all the prompts, the selfies, the pictures, whatnot. Then once you're done after the exam, they give you a grace period of 10 minutes to do the invigilating app first. And then you still got, well, up to 30 minutes to do the My Exams. So this one's critical. Get it done first because it's in this process anyway. Do it, get it done, get the PDF, upload it to My Exam. Done, you're finished with the exam. This time here is not for answering the exam questions because then you're going to run out of time. A lot of students try to do that, and that's where we get panicky and we can't upload everything. So that's the general thing. It's on the course site, guys. What's the most important thing you're going to be able to do? Have the technical number 073 505 8273. WhatsApp only, no phone calls. Any problems on the day of the exam, during the exam, you contact them. This is perfectly fine. They won't have any issues there. Any questions from you guys? I can't stress it enough. You've got to do the demo.
Then I'll just keep on.
Do the demo. Yes, as soon as you can, and you can log in, go do the demo. Do it as many times as you want. And after a while, you guys will see it. They're taking the pictures. You can even have 20 pages on your laptop, and you can just go like this. Trust me, you can do it. It's not difficult. Yes.
Profile picture, right? So it gets uploaded by my model side.
Yes.
So it's there, and then when you log into the My Exam side, the profile picture isn't there.
Perfect. Good question. Your profile picture, guys, is only going to be on My Modules. You will not see anything on My Exams. You will not see your profile picture on My Exams. And you can't even upload it there because there's no option to do so. Only on My Modules, that's the only place you need your profile to be loaded. Good question. Thank you. right, then we're going to hand over to Richard, who's going to tackle Iris. Iris, is it as bad as it sounds? But again, it's only for CSET students. So, yeah, go for it, Richard. There we go, guys.
Okay, is there any CSET students here physically? Yeah, no, then we're done. If you're not a CSET student.
What about the online guys?
Yeah, I'm going to check on them. Don't worry, I won't forget about them. So guys online, I'm just quickly opening up the chat here as well.
Thank you.
Now, where is the chat? There we go. So yeah, if you are a CSET student, I see there's one raised hand. Is there anybody else? College of Science, Engineering, Technology, the engineers, programmers, those type of subjects. Okay, so I'm quickly going to cover this one. So CSET, you only use Iris for both take-home and MCQ exams, because we know you're a smart, you know how to get around all the, how can I say, built-in securities, so that you got actually the strictest one of all the proctoring tools. So I'm going to go give you an overview just of Iris. So only used by the College of Science Engineering at the moment, runs on a laptop or desktop, so no cell phones. So while, remember, Moodle works on both, the Invigilator app only works on a mobile device, Iris only works on a laptop or desktop. And it only works with Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Those two browsers that support it, Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. So your computer do require a microphone, camera, webcam. So especially if you're using a desktop, remember you should have a additional webcam that can also record your audio. So I'm going to quickly show you the demo on the course site. I just want to put this so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so if you can still see that screen, so I'm just going to go here to the browser that my colleague is using, still stuck in Chrome. Everybody has moved on to Edge, David. So we're on the Iris invigilation section. So as I mentioned, you do need a desktop computer, and this is actually an extension to your browser. So there is the setup documents. I usually prefer going to the official Iris website. I've got a specific section just for UNISA students where they can give you quick access to the download. So you can see there, for instance, Iris Chrome plugin download, Iris Edge plugin download. So you select the one that you require. There's also instructions for a Mac and Windows. I don't think they support Linux at the moment, so you need to have one of these browsers. But what I also like about it, if you have any problems, they've got a Iris support at the bottom. So if there's something wrong on your device, you can quickly see what is the problem. So as I mentioned, this is a plugin. So since we are on the old browser, I'll check Google Chrome. And now from here, it will take me directly to the download page. So be careful if you just go to, say, the Google Chrome Web Store, because if you type in Iris here, then you get a lot of different type of Iris, you know, AI, proctoring, or testing your eyes. I've seen one student once showed Iris is not working and everything was in Japanese. So make sure you download the correct ones by following the path that I showed you. So from the MOOC site, click on official Iris website, click on Iris or select the browser that you're using, and then from there, install the plugin. Here you just simply click add to Chrome. I add the extension. And then it will pop up as one of the extensions that's installed. So Iris is now showing here in my browser. Now, what happens when you actually go do examination? So I'm going to show you quickly how it actually works. If I scroll down,
Just remember as well, if you have problems with Iris, the email is proctoring@unisa.ac.za, and that's for all the proctoring tools. So I'm going to open up the Iris mock exam. I'm going to focus on the take-home exam. So that's the one that you upload, the one that you type out and then come back and upload the file. So I'm going to select this examination. Just wait for it to load. I think there's quite a lot of submissions already on this one, and that's might be why it's taking so long. So you'll notice here, Iris pops up automatically. I didn't do anything to open it. It just by itself the camera. Now, as always, you have to allow the camera or the microphone and the camera. So very important when those pop-ups come, you need to agree to them. I just quickly want to go here, fix this one problem here. Let's go here. So just want to view date. Turn it off. Yeah. So as I mentioned, when you open up the assessment, it will pop up by itself. Now, there's a few things that you need to go through. Firstly, you need to agree to the terms and conditions. That's unfortunately, you need to click on it so the button turns blue so you can continue. The second one you do not need to consent to. That's for them, the data that they research and all of that. So just click the agree button and then you can click continue. Now, firstly, you have to then work through this 8-step process. Firstly, I'm going to select the camera I'm using. So that's my desktop camera. I click next, then I select the microphone. Next, and now you can see the image of me is showing here, and the audio frame is working on here as well. So I'm going to type in my name, David Arpestad, and then click next. Then you have to insert your student number. What's your student number, David?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. There's my student number. So next is your photo ID. So remember, photo ID. So this can be any official photo identification. It can be your UNISA access card, your driver's license, passport, ID. Even if you have a work one that's official, you can use it as long as it's got photo identification. So I'm going to use this one I've got over here. So I'm going to select capture ID. And then you have to, or you first have to bring it up to the camera. Let me just take it out here. So it's clearly visible. And then select capture ID. So at the top, it will show you, okay, you captured ID. I can see, oh, it's cut off. It can't capture my full name. So I'll just do that again. Here we go. That's a bit better. And then you click next. Now you have to scan the room. So what you do here is you just say start scan and take your laptop around or your device, if it's a webcam, just around the room so that they can see the entire atmosphere in which you are writing, just so that there's nobody around you at the moment. And then you select stop scan and we'll play the video for you of what you scanned. Now, finally, then I select next. Now, then there's a pop-up coming here because this is where most people actually get stuck along the way. And this is the stage where you now have to select the screen that you will be working on. Very importantly, it is if you've got a dual display setup, it won't work. So that's why you need to unplug the one monitor or disable it so that you can use this. So for this instance, we are actually sharing on another screen, but we have it as duplicate, so it will still go through. So I select OK. Now I select share screen. Now the big reason why everybody gets stuck here is you can see, oh, there's the one screen. I want to share it, but it doesn't work. You need to first still select it and then select share. Now, if I click next, now I can start the assessment. So you do this. This is the additional 15 minutes I give you to set up. Now I start the assessment. So you'll notice here it will be recording my sound, the video will capture your screen. That's why I say this is the most intense one, because it basically captures everything. It even tracks your face, where you're looking, audio, all of that in the background. So while I'm doing this, I can now go and download the mock exam. I save it, open it so that I can go through it. Now you'll notice here we set it up just 10 minutes. We actually have to go type out. So you open up a Word document, you type it out. If you're doing something like maths and they allow for you to do it handwritten, that's when you now handwrite out your assessment. Once you are done, you save it as a PDF document, and then you can come back. So now basically it's been say the 10 minutes. I now want to submit. So I'll go add submission. And just with anyone, your normal written assignments, you have to select the submission as my own work, acknowledge your own work. You have to abide by the rules. So in this case, it's only PDFs allowed, and it's only one file that can be uploaded. So generally, the file sizes is quite big. For my modules as well, it's about 50 megabytes. So usually you don't have any problems with the file size, but just take note in case they did put a limitation on the files. Now I can go, let me just click here, add a file. Remember, if you accidentally click on one of these other icons on the left-hand side, you want to be on upload a file. And then you select choose a file. We upload the file that we want to, the one that we've written in Microsoft Word, save as PDF. We upload this file. So now I can go save changes. So once you upload it, so you basically now submit it. And now what you can do is what I always recommend is just double check that you uploaded the correct file. Because what you will see is if I go to, how can I say, the assignment section, you can scroll down and open up the PDF document to ensure that it is correct. A lot of times you accidentally click your tutorial letter or even a question paper, and unfortunately then they won't mark it. Now, at this stage, when it's uploaded, I can come back to iris invigilation, and now I can say I've finished recording because I am done. It gives you this pop-up. Now I can't click on yes. Do you want to continue? They want you to slide this over first, so just to make sure that you really want to submit. And then I click yes. So we'll go through the file upload in progress. So you'll actually, how can I say, see the data that's being uploaded as well. So you have to wait until this file upload in progress is done, until it's a green tick box. So remember, at this time, you don't want to close it. You just want to, you can still minimize it so it runs in the background, but rather if it's your exam and you're done, and you have made sure that you've submitted the correct file, you can just wait for this process to complete. So obviously, if the exam is 3 hours, the scan sometimes takes some time. If you have any problems uploading, reach out to the proctoring tool support, and they will assist you and prioritize you as it's within your time or exam period. So I'm just going to quickly wait for that one to finish. Go back to this one. I think our internet's a bit slow. That's why it's taking a bit longer. So here you can minimize. So as I mentioned, this can run in the background. So always wait until you get a green tick to show that it's done. You will also receive an email that will tell you that you have successfully submitted the examination. So as mentioned, for technical support, it's proctoring inquiries at unisa.ac.za. So please keep this email safe for any proctoring tools, because if you're going to need it in the day or when you need it, you really need it very quickly. and that is the email address you want to email. So that is that for the iris proctoring. It's probably one of the, like I said, it is pretty easy. Once you test it, it might look a bit daunting, but go test it out on the mock exam. Everything is working. From our side, I see we'll have to go have a look to make sure all the assessments are open so that you can submit. So I just want to highlight the last one. If you're not in the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, if it's an MCQ exam, it's going to be Moodle proctoring. If it's a take-home exam, it's going to be the Invigilator app. If it's iris invigilation, it's used for only CSEC and it's used for both. Now, there's also sometimes you'll see on your exam table, it says module specific. That means you're not going to submit on my exams, you're actually going to submit on your module site. So just keep that note as well. So with that, I want to say to everybody online, thank you very much for joining as well. So this brings us to the end of our session. Quite a long day. And we're actually going to be here in Cape Town until Saturday still. So for all the teachers out there, you can always come join us on Saturday on campus. And as we have a big day for specifically for teachers and educational students. So with that, thank you everybody. Have a good evening. Bye.